So how many pennies does it take to do the hallway?
I would say it's just the hallway, right? It's gonna stop right there?
Yeah, right here in the hallway. All right, let's do this. Let's figure out how many pennies we're gonna need. All right, so the customer wants to put pennies on the hallway, and she's gonna do $100 worth of pennies. We don't know how much that's gonna cover, so we're gonna do the math. Every penny is 3/4 of an inch. She's gonna get $100 worth. That's 10,000 pennies. 100 times 100. That's 10,000 pennies, okay? So a penny is 3/4 of an inch in diameter, but I'm just gonna assume that it's square because you can't, you have to touch, so it's almost like if it was a square. So 0.75 times, that's 0.5625 square inches, times 10,000, that's 5,625 square inches. There's 144 square inches in a square foot, so divide that by 144. So we get 39 square feet. So let's go measure the hallway and see how far she's gonna get with $100. 4 by 13, that's 52 square feet. 52 divided by 39, she needs 1.33, so $133 worth of pennies. So she better get $150 worth if she's gonna go to here. Okay, she's gonna go the whole way, which I would.
It's gonna come from the garage, from the shop, and
from there this way.
this way,
How far?
as far as $100 would go.
Okay, so we're gonna go here. It's 4.5 by 8.5. 38.
38. So that's almost right here. It's just there.
No, and she needs more than 100. No, she's gonna be. What is it? 30.
39.
Okay, so she'll go to here. So she better get. I would get about $120.
Yeah.
So okay, so it's 100 to here, and 133. So she needs to do this whole thing. She needs roughly $250 worth of pennies
To do the whole hallway.
Yeah.
I'll
So
let her know.
this is Daniel, by the way.
Daniel?
Hey, Daniel.
Leroy. Nice to meet you.
The Leroy.
Yeah, because
No, there's Mac.
that's that.
They're both Leroys. This is Daniel. His middle name's Leroy too.
Is it?
No.
I would doubt it. I was like, really?
Notice how fast he got a jacket.
Hey, first day.
First day.
Is that my jacket? Is that my jacket? It is, right?
So how many pennies does it take to do the hallway?
I would say it's just the hallway, right? It's gonna stop right there?
Yeah, right here in the hallway.
I'll say about 1,500.
1,500 pennies?
Yeah. How would you figure it?
1,500 pennies? That was your first guess.
Well, I mean, now that
Think.
let's say about 7,000.
7,000 pennies? So less $70.
Okay. So how would you figure it?
Well, we measure a penny and you do the math. And then you.
Have you done it?
Yeah, I did that. I told
What
Mac.
did it come out
I
to?
told Mac, I said, well, he goes, I don't know if $100 is going to do it. I said, well, do the math. And he looked at me like I was stupid. And I said, I'm serious, do the math. He goes, how would you do that? I said, you measure a penny. So you measure a penny, it's 3/4 by 3/4. Okay?
3/4 by
3/4 of an inch.
Wow.
It's 3/4, well,
it
it's the
seems like
3/4 diameter, it's a circle, but I picture like a square, right? Because
Right.
you can't fill in the little corners.
Right.
So you do the math, and it takes to do the entire hallway, well, $100 covers 39 square feet.
Really? $100?
Yeah. So if she gets $100 and she starts from there to here, she's only going to get to about here, right? But if she goes the other way, she only gets to about here. So $100 is not enough to do hardly, you know what I mean? You don't have a good stopping point. So I called them and they said, we didn't know the hallway was that big. I said, it's big. It's going to take $300. That's 30,000 pennies that need to be put down.
30,000 pennies?
Yes. Well, it's about 25,000, but I told them just buy 30,000 pennies.
So my 7,000 would have got where you're at, not even where you're at. Right?
Yeah, you would have ruined it completely.
I need some more pennies.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You got to plan it, man. You got to do the math.
What was she thinking?
She was going to get $100
She was just
for
going to
it.
get 100.
Well, that's not enough to do anything, really. I mean, you can get there, but then you only get half. Not even. You won't get to a good stopping point.
Yeah.
So I said, if you want to do just this part, you got to do $150. If you're going to do that from there this way, $150. But if you're going to do the entire hallway, you need $300 worth of pennies. Forget
Go ahead and state it.
Forget the pennies, the labor.
No, to sit there and do each one.
Yeah, because you're gonna. And I told her, I said, if you're gonna do it, you might as well face all the heads the same way.
That's good.
So our customer wants plywood on all the walls. So what we're gonna do is put plywood, half-inch plywood, and then we're gonna come back and put drywall on top of the plywood. The reason for that is this is gonna be his trophy room. He has a lot of game heads that he needs to put up here, or trophies. So we're gonna do that for him. And of course, the tall ceilings are gonna give him a lot of room to do all his trophies. Here on the fireplace, the reason we're decking this right here is for his elk head, correct, Leroy?
Yes. Yeah.
He's gonna have his elk head right here. So once this Barndo is done, it's gonna look pretty nice. Everything else good?
Yeah.
All right, Leroy. All right, see ya. So anyway, we just stopped by the job site. I met with Mac, one of my superintendents, and then Leroy showed up after a while. And we discussed some of the things that need to be addressed before we move on to the next stage, which is foaming the metal building. The customer wants to do a penny hallway. He wants the penny floor on the hallway. So, you know, they were just kind of guessing on how many pennies they were going to get. So we did the math, you know, pretty simple math really, and came up with how many pennies they need. They were going to bring $100 worth of pennies, which is 10,000 pennies. But in reality, we need about 25,000 pennies. So that's a bigger project than what they thought originally. But this is what you gotta do. You have to plan it, because if you don't, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna have setbacks, and then nobody's gonna be happy.